it was an important session, and we saw how MSP is calculated, what is A2, what is FL, and what is C2 cost. What farmers are wanting is C2 plus 50%. What government is doing is government is giving MSP based on A2 plus FL cost only, and 50% plus this cost plus 50% of this is given, and basis on that MSP is calculated. So this is an important session, तो आपको पता चाहिए. Moving forward, where we left was MSP for sugarcane is in the form of FRP, that is fair and remunerative prices. So it is a minimum price that sugarcane mills have to pay to sugarcane farmers. So that is the minimum price which the sugarcane mill have to pay to the farmers, and this is decided as it is MSP of sugarcane. तो ये भी आपको पता चाहिए, and it is determined by central government on the basis of recommendation of Commission on Agriculture Cost and Prices. तो ये भी important है. And FRP of sugarcane is determined under sugarcane order and announced by Cabinet Committee of Economic Affairs, similar to MSP. Secondly, I want to tell you कि apart from this MSP, every state gives additional amount, suggest an additional amount in the form of state administered price, SAP बोलते हैं, which is greater than FRP. So every state has different SAP which is more than FRP, and तो ये आपको पता चाहिए, SAP is decided by state and FRP is by central government. And you should also know that while deciding FRP, which are the factors which are taken into consideration, such as cost of production, domestic and international prices, overall demand and supply situation, intercrop price parity, among others. तो ये सबसे important criteria होते हैं, based on that FRP is decided. FRP is for sugarcane, again based on the recommendation of Commission on Agriculture Cost and Pricing. Moving forward, this is not just with respect to current affairs. There was another news with respect to WTO and complaints made by Australia and Brazil. So going to the basics, what you should know that under agreement on agriculture, which is an important agreement under WTO, the domestic support which every country can give for its farmers in the form of subsidies is the developing countries can give 5% of the agricultural output, and the underdeveloped countries can give 10% of the agricultural output. उतना ही subsidies दे सकते हैं. And this prices की output and जो कौन से बेसिस पर प्राइस डिसाइड होंगे was 1986-88. तो ये आपको बेसिक इंफॉर्मेशन पता चाहिए. But what I wanted to tell you that कि जो domestic support है, it is 5% for developed countries and 10% for underdeveloped countries like India. What Australia and Brazil has done is they have complained to WTO that India has not been calculating or has not been adding FRP as a support given to farmers, and it was excluded from the subsidies, and that is why they think that India has given more subsidies to farmers, and it is affecting the trade, it is affecting the prices. So ये एक important complaint was placed in WTO by Australia and Brazil, and it said कि जो भी सपोर्ट डोमेस्टिक सपोर्ट देता है, it has to be notified, and it has to be notified to WTO, and India did not notify that FRP subsidies given to the farmer to WTO, because these subsidy fall under which box? Amber box. तो ये जो सब्सिडी है which are price distorting subsidies are amber box, and every country has to limit this amber box subsidies. There are other box subsidies जो आपको पता चाहिए, that is green box and blue box, which are not part of AMS, agreement on जो AMS होता है, which we said कि जो हम कितना सपोर्ट देंगे, सिर्फ 10% सपोर्ट देंगे. तो ये that is AMS, and what we wanted to tell is कि जो हमारा amber box सब्सिडी में है वो 10% ही अलाउड है, and that जो भी डोमेस्टिक सपोर्ट देते हैं that falls under amber box. तो ये भी आपको पता चाहिए. Next is blue box and green box difference among subsidies आपको पता चाहिए. तो blue box is any support that would normally fall under amber box is placed in blue box if the support also requires farmers to limit production. तो अगर farmers को production limit करना है तो क्या होता है कि जो सपोर्ट है इट गोज इनटू, जो भी सपोर्ट गवर्नमेंट ने दिया है इट गोज इनटू ब्लू बॉक्स. नॉर्मली जो भी सब्सिडीज गवर्नमेंट देती है टू फार्मर्स, विच अफेक्ट्स द ट्रेड, विच अफेक्ट्स द डिस्टॉर्शन, इट गोज इनटू एम्बर बॉक्स. लेकिन ऐसे कुछ सब्सिडीज है विच टेल्स द फार्मर्स टू लिमिट द प्रोडक्शन, दैट गोज इनटू ब्लू बॉक्स. एंड एट प्रेजेंट देयर इज नो लिमिट to spend on blue box subsidies. तो ये important चीज आपको पता चाहिए. Then there are green box subsidies, which these are subsidies which does not cause trade distortion, नहीं करता है, majorly given for R&D, environment protection, and these are also without limitation. The developing countries and developed countries can give unlimited subsidies in blue box and green box, but amber box के जो subsidies है which are directly affecting the trade, directly distorting the trade, has to be limited. And कितना limit दे सकते हैं? 10% for underdeveloped countries and 5% for developed countries. तो ये पता चाहिए. And what Australia and Brazil said कि India did not calculate the FRP or the subsidy which the domestic support which government of India is giving under AMS or under amber box subsidies. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. Whenever there is any dispute at WTO level, there are three mechanisms. First is there is bilateral consultation. First, WTO wants the countries to settle the disputes among themselves. Next is there is dispute settlement panel, which if the bilateral consultation does not work, it goes to dispute settlement panel, and the order of the dispute settlement panel can be challenged at the highest authority, that is WTO appellate body. This WTO appellate body is the highest decision making body with respect to disputes. तो ये एक important चीज आपको पता चाहिए. Appellate body is not functioning from many years because US has been blocking appointment of members to this body, appellate body, WTO appellate body, highest body with respect to taking decisions, So hope you are aware of this. Next, in this budget, what government of India said कि जो आपको hopefully ये जो FRP का जो concept है वो समझ आ गया. SAP is different for every state and it is above FRP, तो you should know this. Next is I want to tell you that this year's budget also focus excessively on millets. So there can be a question on millets. That is one of the important things which you should know, that it says, the budget said there would be support for post-harvest value addition, branding and enhancing domestic production of millets. So basically why government of India is supporting millets, I would tell you in detail as we go forward. But you should know that this year is International Year of Millets, and basically millets are what? These are small seeded grasses. Majorly कौन से हैं? Sorghum, pearl millet होता है. Then there is finger millet, ragi, few of the important millets. Then there is kodu, kutki and chena, few of the domestic or indigenous millets है. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. And जो millets है, it takes around 3 to 4 months to grow. Most of the millet take 3 to 4 months. They can grow even on fertile ground, on less fertile ground. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. दे आर क्लाइमेट चेंज रेजिस्टेंट है एंड दे हैव लो ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स. सो लो ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्सेस दे आर वेरी गुड फॉर डायबिटिक पीपल, क्योंकि द शुगर इज रिलीज स्लोली. सेकेंडली दे हैव हाई फाइबर, हाई कैल्शियम, हाई आयरन कंटेंट. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. फ्यू ऑफ द इंपॉर्टेंट मिलेट्स विच आर, ये बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट आपको पता चाहिए. दैट इज ज्वार या उसको सोरगम भी बोलते हैं. It is a kharif crop in northern India and rabi crop in southern India. It is originated in Africa. Majorly Maharashtra and Karnataka are the major producers. तो ये basic information आपको पता चाहिए. Next is बाजरा के बारे में पता चाहिए. It is a kharif crop resistant to dry season, so dry region maybe it can be grown. Rajasthan, UP and Gujarat major producer of bajra. Next is ragi. Ragi is an important millet. Because it has huge nutritional value. It is also known as African millet. Kharif region में है. Karnataka major producer है. Iron and calcium major इसमें components है. Antioxidants भी बहुत सारे मिलते हैं. And it is also adaptable to be grown at heights around 2000 feet from the sea level. It can be grown. तो ये एक important चीज पता चाहिए. Moving forward, millets and cereal का difference आपको पता चाहिए. So cereals, there are various cereals which we are producing, and millet is one type of cereals. Lekin you should know what do you understand by cereals. So cereals is what? Cereals are any grass cultivated for edible फॉर एडिबल कंपोनेंट ऑफ ग्रेन्स, तो जो भी ग्रासेस ग्रो करते हैं एंड उस ग्रास में से अगर कोई ग्रेन तैयार होता है विच इज यूज फॉर एडिबल कंटेंट एंड इट इज and that grain is composed of endosperm, germ and bran, that type of grain is known as cereals. तो various type of cereals आपको पता चाहिए कौन से हैं सीरियल्स. फर्स्ट इज मेज, राइस, व्हीट, मिलेट्स, बार्ले, सोरगम एंड ओट्स आर ऑल सीरियल्स है. तो ये आपको डिफरेंस आपको पता चाहिए. एंड सीरियल्स मैंने जैसे बोला एनी ग्रास कल्टिवेटेड फॉर एडिबल कंपोनेंट ऑफ द ग्रेन, जो ग्रेन है वो, एंड दैट ग्रेन शुड हैव एंडोस्पर्म, जर्म एंड ब्रैन, ये आपको पता चाहिए. विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू सीरियल्स यू शुड नो दैट इंडिया इज द लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर एंड एक्सपोर्टर ऑफ सीरियल्स एंड 95% जो एक्सपोर्ट्स हो रहा है इज राइस. जो मेजर सीरियल विच इज एक्सपोर्टेड फ्रॉम India is rice. 95% of our cereal exports में rice है. Next is this year's budget also said it focused on interlinking of rivers. Interlinking of rivers पर बहुत important focus दिया था इस साल के बजट में. तो major project which is taking place is Ken-Betwa interlinking of rivers. तो एक सबसे important project है which has been started and which is going to, and this year's budget has allotted money for this important budget, and what we are doing is Ken water is being transported to Betwa river, and through this project what we are going to do is 221 kilometers of canal and a Dhonadhan dam dam would be constructed under this project. SPV, special purpose vehicle, has been set up, that is Ken Betwa Link Project Authority. एक important authority established गया है for implementation of this project. तो Ken Betwa के बारे में पता चाहिए. And both these rivers are tributaries of Yamuna, and Ken River, additional information, it passes through Panna Tiger Reserve, and this Ken Betwa interlinkage of river is part of national perspective plan. National perspective plan क्या है? एक important plan है at national level where we are planning to interlink what Himalayan, there are two aspects of this plan, that is Himalayan aspect and peninsular aspect. So under this plan what we have is we have various projects, various rivers to be interlinked, and इसमें सबसे पहला project जिसमें उन्होंने बोला था national perspective plan में, that is Ken Betwa interlinkages of river. तो उस perspective से आपको पता चाहिए दैट इज हिमालयन. तो नेशनल पर्सपेक्टिव प्लान इज अ एट द नेशनल लेवल प्लान है विद रिस्पेक्ट टू इंटरलिंकेजेस ऑफ रिवर. Earlier there was an important with respect to interlinkages of river, recently we have set up an important organization that is National Interlinking of River Authority. Earlier we had National Water Development Authority, but it has been replaced by an important authority, autonomous independent authority, that is National Interlinking of River Authority. And this authority, Interlinking of River Authority, is aim, इसका major function क्या है? Planning, investigating, financing and implementing interlinkages. जो भी interlinking projects है उनको ये करना, planning करना, investigating करना, उसको implement करना, and as I said, it is an autonomous body, and it would work with coordination with states and countries also, because some of the rivers are interstate rivers and some are international rivers. So coordinating between various states and countries is part of that, and the officer would be of the rank of secretary. Officer of this, the head of this body would be of a rank of secretary. तो ये एक important concept with respect to interlinkages of river पता चाहिए. There are 5 draft plans which are ready with respect to other rivers which are to be interlinked. उसमें कौन सा है? सबसे important है दमन गंगा and Pinjal. Next is Daman Ganga, you should know it flows into Arabian Sea. Another important information, Daman Ganga. And this Daman Ganga, जो भी ये प्रोजेक्ट से कौन से सिटी को फायदा होने वाला है? नवी मुंबई. तो द मेजर बेनिफिट ऑफ दिस दमन गंगा पिंजल प्रोजेक्ट, इंटरलिंकिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स वुड गो टू नवी मुंबई. तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट चीज आपको पता चाहिए. देन देयर इज पार तापी नर्मदा प्रोजेक्ट, कृष्णा पेन्नार प्रोजेक्ट, गोदावरी कृष्णा इंटरलिंकेजेस एंड पेन्नार कावेरी. ये 5 projects are in the phase of draft stage. Hopefully you are getting important points through this session. We are going to have small sessions so that the concepts are clear, you are not bombarded with information, and what we have done is we are learning everything in an interlinkage format. तो ये भी important है. This year budget also said कि जो भी MSME related portals, we have developed various portals and database web portals हमने develop किए हैं. What we would do is interlink all those portals together. So which are the important portals which government had launched to support MSME sector, and schemes which are given in budget also important from current aspect आपको पता चाहिए. First is उद्यमी initiative पता चाहिए. उद्यमी portal है. It is an initiative of micro MSME Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise, and it is for registration of MSME companies. And what we are doing through is we are streamlining the process of registration of MSME companies. It is online, paperless and based on self-declaration, and registration process is completely free. And the aim of this Udyami initiative is to help ensure ease of doing business. तो उद्यमी पोर्टल या उद्यमी इनिशिएटिव आपको पता चाहिए. Next is we have e-shram portal. तो another important initiative, it aims at creating national database of unorganized worker. And जो भी database है of unorganized worker, as you know कि almost 85% of हमारा जो workforce works in the informal sector, and majority of them are in unorganized sector. And this e-shram portal, what it would do is it would give a e-shram card to every unorganized worker, which will be a 12-digit unique number. And most of the benefits for unorganized sectors, various schemes for unorganized sectors can be availed through this e-shram portal and e-shram card. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. And this is an initiative of Ministry of Labor and Employment, and it would be a single window that would help, मतलब single point reference रहेगा, where all the unorganized worker would be under one portal, and they can get all the benefits which government of India has launched for unorganized sectors, such as various insurance, Pradhan Mantri Jan Suraksha Yojana, Bima Yojana. All the important schemes for unorganized sectors can be availed through this card and through this portal. एक important portal है, national database है, तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. Then there is ASEEM portal also, which you should know. ASEEM portal के बारे में पता चाहिए. Basically ASEEM portal is what it is. It is Atmanirbhar skilled employer mapping portal है. Basically तो जो भी skilled workforce है, they should get right job, उसको इंश्योर करने के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट इनिशिएटिव हमने डेवलप किया है. एंड व्हाट वी आर डूइंग इज वी आर डेवलपिंग नेशनल स्किल डेवलप, एंड दिस हैज बीन डेवलप्ड बाय नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन इन कोलैबोरेशन विद बेंगलुरु बेस्ड बेटर प्लेस. एक इंपॉर्टेंट कंपनी है, उन्होंने मिलके बनाया है. दैट इज नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन एंड बेटर प्लेस. एंड द एम इज टू फाइंड, and the aim of this portal is to help skilled person find sustainable livelihood opportunities. तो skilled person को राइट जॉब मिलना एक ASEEM पोर्टल का इंपॉर्टेंट एम है. एंड इट प्रोवाइड्स रियल टाइम AI बेस्ड डेटा एनालिटिक्स अबाउट द डिमांड एंड सप्लाई ऑफ स्किल्ड जॉब्स. तो बेसिकली इट गिव्स इंफॉर्मेशन कि कौन से सेक्टर में जॉब्स ज्यादा है, कौन से सेक्टर में डिमांड है, एंड tries to match both the things and give a right data so that the students and those who are trying to opt for job can find कि कौन से सेक्टर में ज्यादा जॉब अवेलेबिलिटी है. तो क्या करता है, एक रियल टाइम AI बेस्ड डेटा एनालिटिक्स सिस्टम इसके अंदर बिल्ड इन है. तो ये भी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज पता चाहिए. Next is, as I told you, कि this has been developed by National Skill Development Corporation along with Better Place. National Skill Development Corporation के बारे में पता चाहिए आपको. It is a non-profit public limited company incorporated in 2008. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. And it was set up by Ministry of Finance as a public-private partnership. Presently, Government of India is running this company on behalf. So basically now it was set up by Ministry of Finance, but now it has been run through Ministry of Skill Development and Enterprise, which holds 49% of the share of NSDC, while the private sector holds 51% of the share. Though set up by Ministry of Finance, presently the major 49% is by Ministry of Skill Development and Enterprise, and it aims to promote skill development by catalyzing creation of large quality non-profitable vocational institutions. So what this organization does is it tries to build, it supports setting up of big organization which gives training, which gives skills to all the required people. So basically it supports creation of large quality non-profitable vocational institutions. Hopefully you are getting important part through this important इम्पोर्टेंट प्रोग्राम आपको पता चाहिए। नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन किसने सेटअप किया था, अभी कौन ओनर है एंड क्या रोल है, ये आपको पता चाहिए। दिस बजट ऑल्सो सेड कि we are supporting an important program that is raising and accelerating MSME performance। रैम्प प्रोग्राम है which is supported by World Bank। एक important गवर्नमेंट ने प्रोग्राम लॉन्च किया है that is raising and accelerating MSME program which is supported by World Bank, and the aim of this program is improvement in the performance of 5.5 lakh MSMEs। उनका परफॉर्मेंस इंप्रूव करना एक important aim है इस रैम्प प्रोग्राम का, and this program will provide better access to finance and working capital for MSMEs by strengthening the financing market। तो side by side, rather it also aims at improving performance and ensuring that MSME get finance at low cost and finance is accessible to MSME। तो ये एक important चीज आपको पता चाहिए, that is raising and accelerating MSME program, RAMP program, you should know। Moving forward, another important term which was used in budget and always in news is emergency credit line guarantee scheme, which was launched during second COVID के वक्त। This program was launched and this program was extended recently till March 2022, and the program was launched as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat package, and the aim of this program was to mitigate the distress caused by coronavirus induced lockdown by providing credit to different sector, especially MSME sector। So what we are doing is we are providing credit to MSME sector, and this credit is collateral free। Collateral free मतलब you do not have to give any security। तो bank provide additional loans to existing borrower without asking for any extra collateral। So as most of the MSMEs are facing problem, additional loan would be given to whom? To those who have already taken loan without any extra guarantee or collateral। तो ये आपको पता चाहिए। And the banks, to encourage banks, these loans are fully guaranteed by government against credit loss। तो why would bank give additional loan until they get a guarantee? क्या अगर if the MSME defaults, who would pay for them? Government of India said कि we give you a guarantee if MSME does not pay, we would pay that loan, you just give the loan to MSME sector। So as it is a collateral free, the guarantee in this is not given by MSME but by Government of India, and this is given by an important company, that is National Credit Guarantee Trust Company। It is a private limited company established by Department of Financial Service under Ministry of Finance, who as a wholly owned company of the Government of India to act as a common trustee company for multilateral guarantee fund। तो बेसिकली जितने भी गारंटी, जो भी गवर्नमेंट गारंटी देता है, इट इज गिवन अंडर दिस important company। This company is which is responsible if any loan is not paid by MSME, and if that loan is backed by any government का guarantee, this company pay that loan। तो ये आपको पता चाहिए। And credit guarantee program are designed to share the lending risk of the lender and in turn facilitate access to finance for prospective borrowers। तो basically just this National Credit Guarantee Trust Company Limited is an important company which looks into this guarantee aspect of this emergency credit line guarantee scheme। So under this, what government is doing is it is giving guarantee for loans taken by MSME। It is taking guarantee for loans taken by MSME। Hopefully you have got an idea through this important program। What we learned through this 20-minute session was we learned, हमने MSME तो पिछले लेक्चर में देखा था, हमने FRP देखा, हमने SAP देखा, हमने फैक्टर्स देख लिए, हमने FRP कौन डिसाइड करता है, दैट इज कैबिनेट कमिटी ऑन इकोनॉमिक अफेयर्स डिसाइड करता है, ये देख लिया हमने। साइड बाय साइड व्हाट वी सॉ WTO दैट ब्राजील एंड जर्मनी हैज फाइल्ड अ कंप्लेंट एंड दे हैड सेड कि जो हमारा AMS जो हमारा है, दैट इज 10% मैक्सिमम एम्बर बॉक्स सब्सिडीज हम दे सकते हैं। तो व्हाट ब्राजील एंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया एंड जर्मनी है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया एंड ब्राजील हैज सेड कि इंडिया हैज वायलेटेड एंड FRP इज नॉट कैलकुलेटेड अंडर दिस 10% एंड इंडिया हैज वायलेटेड दिस। एंड जो डोमेस्टिक सपोर्ट फार्मर्स को गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया देती है इन द फॉर्म ऑफ MSP और FRP इज पार्ट ऑफ एम्बर बॉक्स सब्सिडीज। Then we saw difference between blue box and green box। Blue box is all the amber box subsidies which are normally all the subsidies would be, जो भी normal amber box subsidies would be considered, जो भी blue box subsidies are basically amber box subsidies, but they focus more on restricting production of agricultural production, agriculture, restricting the agricultural production पर major focus है. तो blue box is majorly all the subsidies which are limiting production, agriculture production, and green box are which are promoting R&D, protection of environment, which are promoting R&D. तो ये आपको पता चाहिए, and both are limitless, इसको कोई लिमिट नहीं है. इधर मैक्सिमम लिमिट हमारा कितना है, 10% है, तो ये आपको पता चाहिए. Then we looked into केन बेतवा इंटरलिंकिंग ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट, नेशनल इंटरलिंकिंग रिवर अथॉरिटी हमने देख लिया, अदर 5 रिवर ड्राफ्ट रिवर्स हमने देख लिया. साइड बाय साइड we looked into various portals, we looked into various portals. So, जैसे हमने असीम पोर्टल देख लिया, which is a initiative of National Skill Development Corporation and Better Life, AI driven platform है, where the skilled person are the aim is to that the skilled person get a right job and he is able to find the job. तो हमने असीम पोर्टल देख लिया, हमने रैम्प स्कीम देख लिया. It is a WTO supported scheme to improve the performance, and side by side we ensure that it also provide better financing to MSMEs. हमने ई-श्रम पोर्टल भी देख लिया. ई-श्रम is all the unorganized sectors are together, and लास्ट में उद्यमी इनिशिएटिव भी हमने देख लिया. सो व्हाट वी डिड इन दिस 25 minutes is we covered multiple topics. This is how we are going to cover in next few lectures also. If you want to join our comprehensive batch with respect to current affairs, you can think science and technology का मॉड्यूल है, environment का मॉड्यूल है, then we have Parishram test series, Sankalp program. If anyone wants to join a comprehensive program, that is also there. We are going to continue this series where we cover current affairs in the most comprehensive way. Hopefully you get this important data, important lecture. Make sure you are there live. If you like this way of teaching, make sure you tell your friends also. Thank you. And phone.